With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
Welcome back, trackside race fans. Tonight, championship night here for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series, right here from Homestead, Miami Speedway. Season number 3 will come to a close. This has been what 4 drivers have been chasing all season long: Chris Medford, Brandon Medford, Cody Giles, and Thomas Smalling. Season culminating here under the lights at Homestead Miami Speedway. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV Land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside. Track temperature a little bit cool for the race here tonight in Miami. And with qualifying already underway, what do you say we go ahead and get rid of the track info and drop some of those standings to the left-hand side of your screen? Thad Failer going to take the top of the speed charts so far here in the Oot Renovations qualifying session. The 42 going to sit top of the speed charts right now. It's going to be a championship race dominated by those Chevy bow ties. Not a single Ford or Toyota making the trip here to Homestead tonight. And taking a look at that timing and scoring, you can see Tyler Woodard right there in that second position. Spencer Teal going to slot inside the top 5 with a good qualifying effort. He's going to go 3rd on the speed charts. Nobody has anything for Thad Failer at the front so far. Every one of your championship 4, they're yet to put in their time lap. So we'll have to wait to see where these drivers that are fighting for the championship end up starting from. And as the music begins to fade away, I'll tell you what, we've got some time on our hands and a little bit of emptiness on the track. So I tell you what, why don't we go ahead and drop down those championship standings coming into tonight's season finale here for the Woodard Automotive Championship night. As you see, your top 4 all knotted up with 4,000 points apiece. It's going to be who finishes better than who out of those top 4 drivers. The Falcon Motorsports team looking to finish off, cap off a great season. They led the point standings. One of the Falcon Motorsports drivers led the point standings pretty much all season long. All 3 Falcon Motorsports drivers made it into the postseason. Unfortunately, Radford had an early exit, and you can see him back there. Was fighting for a spot inside the top 10, but not making the race here tonight. He's going to finish a little bit behind the 8 ball and possibly drop from your top 15, but still some close battles right there. Tyler Rex, Mark Parkhurst, a lot on the line for Rex. Dustin Franklin also here tonight. That 47 machine was quick all season. Didn't have a chance to visit victory lane. Could tonight be the night he breaks through and gets back across the line first and captures his checkered flag of the season? Brandon Pimitat, solid finish. You can see him right there, first driver out of your top 4. He's going to be in a battle with Franklin in Rex, so that's going to get pretty interesting for the battle of the best of the rest. But right now, we'll take a moment, have a little look back over there at that timing, scoring just about halfway through tonight's qualifying session, and John Garrett has taken the top spot here in the Ute renovation qualifying session. Sorry, taking a little bit of a moment to check out. Looks like Pimitat not here, checking in with us out there in the chat. So, Brandon, wish you could have been here tonight, but glad you're joining us out there in TV land watching what will be a great championship race here tonight. Dalton Hayes, final driver on the speed charts, and that's a little uncharacteristics for that 74 as your championship 4, and Tyler Rex still yet to make their qualifying attempts. So as we've got ourselves just a little bit of extra time here, track has fallen silent. We'll take a moment to recognize all of the sponsors here in season number 3. Want to give a big time shout out to Goose Graphics, coming on board yet again, supplying a lot of great paints for a lot of the different drivers all throughout the series. A lot of cool wraps on a lot of different cars out there. If you're looking for some fine work, you can find it right there at Goose Graphics. So another big time shout out for them coming on board in season number 3. Look forward to working with them possibly in season number 4. Also a big time shout out to tonight's race sponsor, Woodard Automotive. Auto repair done right the first time. You check out Woodard Automotive, great partner here in the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. Also, Girotech CNC Machine Solutions in support. Nation's #1 CNC distributor in support. You can check them out as well. I believe we also have Fort Worth Screen Printing. Multiple sponsor of multiple different races here in season number 3 with the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. So a big time shout out to John Garrett and all the guys and gals back there at Fort Worth Screen Printing, as well as the Fort Worth Screen Printing esports team. A big time shout out also to, I know I'm forgetting one. I'm leaving one or two of them out here. I know I am. Butt Kicker, as always. You can never forget about Butt Kicker. iRacing Lead Calculator also on board once again here in season number 3. So a big shout out to each and every one of the sponsors coming on board and allowing us to bring you some great racing action each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. All 4 championship drivers out on their qualifying run. They're going to run this thing to the wire And we're going to have to step away for the national anthem just as qualifying's coming to a close. Chris Medford going to take the top of the speed charts. Quick time now, a 33.04. We'll roll down that timing and scoring once again. There you can see now Thomas Smalling going to take the top spot. 33 flat. Now the fast time for Smalling. Medford and Giles yet to put in their time. Lap Tyler Rex going to go slow here tonight. He's going to bring it back in the 12th position. Christopher Medford not able to dethrone Smalling at the front at the top of the speed charts and Oot Renovations qualifying session. Cody Giles yet to put in his time lap. Where's he going to go? Oh, can he do anything with Thomas Smalling? 3 out of your championship, 4 inside of your top 4. Cody Giles yet to come across the line. Yeah, there he goes across the line and only good enough for 7th. It's going to be a long road ahead for Giles. And it does look like that will bring qualifying to a close. Walking away with the pole position here tonight. He'll roll off inside row number 1, the 21 of Thomas Smalling. And with that being said, race fans, we're going to head trackside for your national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the boats bursting in out, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
And back trackside as drivers make their way to the starting grid. We'll make our way a little closer to the racetrack. There you can see all the trucks beginning to line up, firing it off here tonight. Championship night, season number 3. It all comes down to this. Who can walk away with the checkered flag? Who will raise the season hardware? As you hear those bells begin to ring in the background, you know the sounds, you know it's time to run down tonight's the starting lineup in the Woodward Automotive 130. Starting inside row number 1. Starting from the pole position, the 21 of Thomas Smalling. Chris Medford going to line up just to his outside in that second position. Rolling off in row number 2, the 66 of John Garrett, followed by championship contender Brandon Medford. Thad Failer, Justin Franklin back in row number 3. Row number 4 here tonight, the number 7 machine of Cody Giles looking to chase down a championship here tonight, and starting to his outside, the 77 Woodard Automotive machine of Tyler Woodard. Row number 5, the 20 of Spencer Teal, followed by the 65 of James Oot, John Gudekunst, and Dalton Hayes. Back in row number 6, row number 7 here tonight, Tyler Rex. He'll round out the field And it looks like some troubles developing early here tonight. Dalton Hayes gonna miss the start. He'll have to start from pit lane. Pace car's gonna duck off. Music's gonna drop out, and we're gonna drop the hammer once again here tonight. And green flag flies for the first time here from Homestead Championship night. Championship leader, pole sitter. Down on the inside of the racetrack, Thomas Smalling looking to take it to the front. Oh, and it looks like Trading Paint's deciding to begin working here tonight, so everybody gonna go blanked out white on us for just a minute. We'll keep it all fired up though for you. Thomas Smalling leading the front of the pack. Chris Medford right there, right behind him. Brandon Medford, Cody Giles, John Garrett rounds out your top five. The single file racing, just one driver digging on the bottom. That's the 46, and he's gonna get left on the high side now. Drivers trying to sort it out at the front. We'll go 3 wide for second position. They'll thin it on down. The Medford brothers, the Falcon Motorsports teammates, going to go side by side here through turns 1 and 2. We do apologize. We got some, we got a little paint scheme problems going on here tonight. You love how the virtual world can throw you for a loop from time to time, but we know what everybody's in. There's that 7 machine of Cody Giles looking for a top 3 position. He's going to duck inside now of Christopher Medford, trying to take that spot away, but the Medford boys going to line up right behind Smalling and keep themselves inside of a podium position. We'll drop the timing and scoring. Yeah, absolutely. Gotta love those F-18s. Gotta love them. That was taken a handful of years ago over Daytona, just if you're curious. Nose to tail racing front of the pack. 1, 2, 3, gonna cross the line. Less than 2/10 separate your top 3. Fourth place runner Cody Giles right there, and talk about cream rising to the top. Your 4 championship contenders running in your top 4 positions. Side by side racing for 5th and 6th. John Garrett and Thad Failer gonna go at it on the racetrack for a position. The single file racing back from there. Spencer Teal has Tyler Woodard in tow. John Gutekunst right there, up 2 positions from where the 41 qualified. So Gutekunst making his way slowly to the front of this field as well. We'll cross the line. Lap number 6 goes on the board. Small gaps beginning to develop back through the field. Meanwhile, your top 2 is still battling for position. The 83 of Brandon Medford looked like he was going to be able to take the top spot away from Smalling, but Smalling having none of it. Look to the inside once again for Medford, but not going to pay off, not going to pan out. He's going to run on the tire tracks of Smalling up and out of turn number 4. We'll cross the line. Lap number 8 now underway. Single file racing back through the field. 1 driver tailing in the back. I believe that may be Tyler Rex. The 84 machine a little bit off pace here early tonight. Tyler gonna fall about 9.5 seconds back. Dalton Hayes half a track back after starting from pit lane, so he's gonna have to hope for an early caution to try to close up the gaps and bring the field back together. That's going to be a pretty big deficit to try to overcome. But the 74 super quick. We'll see how he can manage to come back to the field. 2 by 2 all throughout the field. Drivers battling for positions, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. We'll take a look right here. Let's take a look at this battle between these two drivers. The Fort Worth screen printing esports machine of the 66 of John Garrett up at the top of the racetrack. Thad Failer in the iRacing lead calculator number 42. Down on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to keep the speed in it. Progressive banking here also at Miami kind of lets these drivers, you don't suffer on the high side as much as you may think. It takes a little while for that high side to really work out and really run well here. Gonna have to get a handful more of drivers putting their trucks up there on the razor's edge, running in some of those marbles to really get the rubber in up there and really make that top side start to come in. And it looks like Garrett is committed to the high side, up on the high side in the front. Brendan Medford trying to make something work. Not able to make a pass so far here. Medford will continue to follow Smalling. Oh my goodness. Well, Trading Paint's really causing some issues for us here tonight. We do apologize for the technical glitch and the hiccup, but there you go. Some of these paint schemes slowly beginning to roll back in now. Absolutely unbelievable race here so far tonight. Thomas Smalling able to take off from the drop of the green flag and begin to build a little gap, and then Medford able to close in from his fourth starting position, able to get by Chris Medford and John Garrett, and all the way up to that second spot has kind of stalled out from there as we continue hard-nosed racing action here at the front of this field. Thomas Smalling still has Brendan Medford in tow. Christopher Medford, his Falcon Motorsports teammate, right behind him, battling third and fourth with Cody Giles. Your top four, your championship four. You know, as long as you can keep your fellow competitors in sight, I think you still got a pretty good shot here in what seems to be a green flag race here tonight. You may want to begin to start thinking about that fuel strategy. Start thinking about when you're going to be coming down to pit road. Are you going to run this thing with, I believe it's going to take 2 stops, possibly 2 and a splash. But when are you willing to do it? Do you want the fresh tires early, or do you want to run it long and have the freshest tires later in the green flag run? You know, it's going to be hard to tell here, as tires typically not a huge issue here at Homestead. So I think it's going to be more of a fuel thing for these drivers. And will anybody gamble? Will anybody try to take an outside shot and possibly go 2-tire stop? Do you think if you're one of your championship four, what do? You're Cody Giles right now sitting in fourth. You're 1.3 seconds out of the race lead. Do you try something? Do you try something early and have a shot to overcome it? Or do you gamble later in the race? It's all going to have to be decided here in about another 75 laps or so. And I'm sure we're going to have some strategies and some things to talk about as Thomas Smalling begins to step away from Brandon Medford, his biggest race lead so far here, knocking on the door of a half a second advantage over Medford. Chris Medford in the 46 machine right there, still battling with Cody Giles, but John Garrett starting to reel these two in. We're going to have a 3-way battle for the final spot in the podium. 3rd, 4th, 5th on the racetrack, all right there, running under a blanket. Thad Failer back behind them, running in the 6th position. The iRacing lead calculator number 42's got Spencer Teal slowly closing in on him. Let's take a look right here at the Pro Cup Racing Experience, sponsor number 20, Chevy Silverado. He'll cross the line, try to track down Failer in front. John Gutekunst with another position made. He's going to grab a third spot gained here tonight. Tied for the most positions gained. Biggest movers of the race right now, John Gutekunst and Cody Giles. Giles now going to take that spot as he tries to make it work on the bottom of the racetrack. The Martin Sports Giro Tech Chevy Silverado looking for the third position. Medford going to lose the spot for a moment. Big charge back down into turn number 1. The 7 trying to hang it out on the bottom. Woo, sideways coming out of turn number 2. My goodness, did you see that? Giles took the position, but because of the slide out of turn 2, he's going to give up the spot with a crossover to the 46 of Chris Medford. He'll move back into that third position. John Garrett just waiting in the wings right there in the 5th spot. 20 laps into tonight's 90-lap event here at Homestead Miami Speedway. You're watching the Woodard Automotive 130. Still side by side for this third position on the racetrack. The 46 of Chris Medford going to take it back to the bottom. And will either of these Medford boys be able to get to the checkered flag at the front of the field and get their second win of the season? That's some rare territory. Only 4 drivers this season with multiple race wins. Cody Giles, Thomas Smalling, both multiple race winners. Smalling picking up his 3rd win last week at Dover. Trying to carry that momentum over, and it looks like it has paid off. Smalling very quick and happy hour took the Oot Renovations pole award here tonight. Led every single lap, and he has got himself a 1.3 second advantage over Brandon Medford, who's starting to fall back into the clutches of his Falcon Motorsports teammate Chris Medford. Cody Giles right there is sitting in 4th. So yeah, I mean, not in the field here tonight. Troy Radford and Juan Jimenez, both of those drivers multiple times to victory lane. And if Smalling can sweep it here tonight and get his 4th win of the season, that will only tie him for the most wins so far this season to number 94. Lucky Finn Project Chevy Silverado, piloted by Troy Radford, with 4 race wins this season. Not here tonight, but guess what? Checking in out there on the chat. Troy, glad you could be with us. Glad you're here to root on and cheer for your Falcon Motorsports teammates. Wish you were here. Wish you were fighting for a championship, but there's always next season. You're always fast, and we look to see you back at the track here very shortly. Meanwhile, the gap begins to grow in front of the field. Smalling now a 2-second advantage. The Falcon Motorsports teammates right there running with each other. They have Cody Giles in tow, so now it's a battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the racetrack. Garrett able to make the positions and grab the 5th spot away from Thad Failer. Still trying to get back to 3rd, where he qualified here tonight. John Garrett dropping 2 spots since the start of tonight's Woodard Automotive 130 here at Championship Night for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. Trying to look back through the field, and it looks like Dustin Franklin not gaining a ton of time on your race leaders. Or I apologize, Dalton Hayes right there. Dalton Hayes not gaining a ton of time on your race leaders. Actually lost a little bit of time, but he's gained 2 positions here tonight, now running in the 11th spot. The Fort Worth screen printing esports machine looking good in that all black. I'm digging it. I really like that black. the black truck. The black look here tonight looks very good as the sun begins to set. And look for that chrome 74 number to shine when we transition to nighttime under the lights here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Back at the front, closest battles for position. There you see second, third, fourth, all in line. The Falcon Motorsports teammates right there lined up in tow. Second and third, Cody Giles trying to get there and do something with it. But as your race leader starts to step away, you wonder if maybe these three may have to try to work some strategy together to try to reel back in your race leader. You don't want to see Thomas Smalling just step off into the sunset and walk away with this thing. Championship contenders, championship drivers fighting it out here at the front of the field. First through fourth, all championship contenders. Smalling leads by 3 seconds. Now Medford followed by Chris Medford, followed by Cody Giles. The Motorsports Giro Tech number 7 machine right there looking to make the pass on Chris Medford. They've battled back and forth for a handful of laps, and we're going to go back to another battle. Let's go check this one out between Spencer Teal and Thad Failer, the iRacing League Calculator number 42 machine, sitting in the 6th spot, trying to keep Spencer Teal behind him. You know, we've been watching a lot of the tail ends of these machines because we heard a common theme during happy hour was loose, low grip, no grip, oh boy, uh-oh, and other choice words we're not going to put out there for you as green flag pit stops underway. And oh no, the 83, trouble on pit road. Trouble on pit road for the 83 of Brandon Medford. He's going to come sliding sideways. John Garrett going to have to make some evasive moves to try to get around him. That's going to put a big damper on his race. It is early. He can overcome it. So for the first time here tonight, new race leader, the 46 of Chris Medford. He's going to slide off of the racetrack with Cody Giles right behind him. The 42 of Thad Failer going to stay out. Give us just our third race leader of the evening. Three leaders, 2 lead changes as everybody going to head back down pit road. The 42 of Thad Failer, the only driver staying out. Will he bring it to pit road this time around, or will he try to extend it one more lap? And no, he's going to go ahead and bring it down to the crew. So we'll step back with Thomas Smalling, who looks like he will regain the race lead right here. Sitting now in that second position, but making his way down the backstretch. All he's got to do is come around one more time. Still slow getting down pit road is Thad Failer, a very long pit road here at Homestead. And it's about 45 seconds or so to stop and get 4 tires and fuel. Baylor going to drop the jacks and begin to roll off a pit road, but he will give up the top spot. And Thomas Smalling going to go top of the board and fastest on the racetrack, fastest lap of tonight's race, a 33.16 now run by Smalling, who's opened the gap even more. Now just 4.6 seconds between your top two. Cody Giles now gains a spot after the trouble on pit road for Brandon Medford. And how much did it cost him? How bad was it? There you can see that 83 machine now running in the 5th position. Dropped a spot. Dropped 3 spots actually from 2nd all the way back to 5th. He's got Spencer Teal running with him right there. The 66 of John Garrett just off in front. Garrett's going to pick up 1 spot with Brandon Medford's misfortune. So there it is, trouble for one of your championship drivers, and it happened under green flag pit stop conditions. The 83 gonna lock up the tires and have a little bit of trouble on the pit lane, and that's going to put him well behind the race leaders now. The 83 with an uphill climb. He'll gain one position back and move back into fourth and put all four of your championship drivers back in those top four positions, but now 11 seconds behind your race leader, Brandon Medford. I think he's going to need a caution. Close battle right here, though, between these two. It's like they can't get away from each other. Magnets between them. Chris Medford and Cody Giles all over each other all night long. And I tell you what, they're so close. What do you say let's take a look. Let's take a look if we can. Well, we'll get it. There you go. Thank you, boys. Taking a look back. On the Ellie's Place Sim Speed Shop, rear deck lid of the Falcon Motorsports number 46 of Chris Medford, looking at the Martinez Sports Machine of Cody Giles. The 7 has been right there running with him all night long. These two, as we said moments ago, I think they have magnets in their machines because they just cannot get away from each other. Jump back out of the car for a moment. Watch this battle unfold before us. Well, once again, just a third of the way through tonight's race, and we are already on our second green flag run of the night. Clean and green all night long. 37 laps on the board. And it looks like as these two kind of sort things out between them, let's jump back here once again to this battle on the racetrack. A lot of good action. A little deeper in the field. That's Brandon Medford, Thad Failer, John Garrett, Spencer Deal, all right there running with each other. Tyler Woodard, another 4 seconds back, running in the 8th position. Dustin Franklin going to improve his spots. He's going to move up to 9th. John Gudekunst still right there, right around where he's been running all night long, right there, mired in traffic, deep in the field, 10th position here tonight. So Homestead not really agreeing with the setup inside of that Gyrotech number 41 machine. Gudekunst's gonna have to knuckle up and wheelman up, I guess. Could I say put the big boy Hans device on? Is that a thing? Is that yes? No? I don't know. And right as I say that, let's go back here because it's like the 41 must have heard some of the transmissions here because here he comes. He's looking to make a pass on Franklin, now looking to the inside, close quarters racing. Down into turn number 1, he'll follow him, take a little peek to the inside, let him know he's there. Not going to make the move just yet. Now moves a little lower through 1 and 2. Gudekunst's going to look for the run off of the corner. They'll drag race for a moment on corner exit, but the 47 will prevail. Now looking to the high side is Gudekunst. He's going to look to run it high, wide, and handsome. Get up there, run that Larson line, trying to keep the momentum up and take the top spot on the high side. We'll drag race back across the line. Advantage to the 47 for the moment. Dustin Franklin continues to ride the bottom. Ooh, and up there right next to that outside wall. That's a thing of beauty. What a power move on the high side. John Gudekunst's going to take that position away and move to 9th. While all of that was going down, this was still going down. Your 4 drivers all lined up with each other. Brandon Medford, Thad Failer looking now to the inside, down there hugging that white line, trying to take the spot away. Looks like he'll complete the pass, look to slide up on corner exit, and he'll make it stick off of turn number 2, move Failer to 4th. Smooth sailing out front for your race leader in the Pro Cup Racing Experience number 21 machine, walking away with this thing. 6.4 second advantage. It's smooth sailing from here. He can really dictate the race pace and how things go. And as we cross the line, lap number 43 goes on the board. right around that halfway point. So what do we say we go ahead and pull the trigger a little early here tonight and give you your mid-race report, your driver highlights and spotlights, and we'll start right here at the front of the field, taking the pole position here tonight, walking away with this thing leading almost every single lap. Leading, I do believe it is 35 out of the 43 laps here tonight, sitting in the top spot. Championship contender in control of his destiny. The 21 of Thomas Smalling looking for victory lane. We'll move right on along. Back here running in the second spot. Familiar face, familiar name. In front of the field, the Knightstown, Indiana native, the Falcon Motorsports race for Riley Zoe's place, 46 Falcon Motorsports machine running well once again. Championship contender, championship on the line, sitting in second. Great run so far. Started in second, running in second. But he's got a fast Cody Giles looking for that spot. Giles, for the moment, going to be listed in the third position inside of his Martin Sports Giro Tech machine. A great, consistent run for Giles all season long, and here he is with a shot at the end. Race number 16, championship night here in season number 3, and Giles has got a shot. He's running in third for the time being, and we'll move right on back to the fourth position inside of that iRacing League calculator, number 42, Chevy Silverado, the Nampa, Idaho native Thad Failer representing the people with 1776 Federalist Motorsports. Great run, great season so far. Here in season number 3 for Failer, running well here tonight at Homestead. He sits in fourth, and we'll move back to round out your top 5. The Texas native, our very own John Garrett. You can check him over there on John T. Garrett over there on his Twitch channel. Some great racing streaming going on all the time over there. Check him on out at John T. Garrett on Twitch. Fort Worth screen printing, esports owner, driver, real race driver as well. Has made multiple race appearances in the Arca Menard series. So a big time shout out to John for everything that he does both on and off the tracks here in the virtual world as well in real life. So a big shout out to him. And Garrett, one of the drivers that was right there, almost made it to the championship for, and here he is now, rounding out your top 5. Biggest mover of the race so far here tonight was that 7 of Cody Giles. We'll get to the house cleaning now. 13 drivers took to the starting grid. We have still got all 13 out there on the track, but only 10 left on the lead lap. Dustin Franklin in danger of falling off of the lead lap. Race leader Thomas Smalling going to begin to close in on him. And we'll continue to watch this battle right here between Spencer Teal, John Garrett, Brandon Medford, all right here running with each other. Back down to the inside. Medford looking for the position. He's going to slide up the racetrack. Not quite really a slide job, but a little mini version of it there. "50 laps of green flag racing, and we are closing in on our second round of green flag pit cycles. We seen trouble on our first green flag pit stops. Will we see trouble again front of the field? No worries. Nobody in sight. Thomas Smalling, man, all alone. And I'm not so sure it's a bad thing here when you're leading coming into the final race, or leading during the final race to decide the championship, to have a 6.5 second advantage. Really is going to allow you to play around with the tires and the fuel. You may want to stretch this second run maybe a lap or two further. Yes, you may give up some time, but you're going to have the fresh tires, and it's already proven you got a lights out fast quick machine here tonight at Homestead. Will the changing conditions have anything to do with how these drivers run here tonight? We'll continue to monitor that as the sun continues to set into the background. We'll go back around the track once again. What do you say we go back to this battle? It continues to be your closest battles on the speedway. Thad Failer, John Garrett, Brandon Medford, Spencer Teal still wrapped up and broiled in a battle on the racetrack. 4th all the way through 7th. Jockeying for positions. Cody Giles still trying to take that second spot away from Chris Medford as well, but it's about a 1 second advantage for Medford at the moment. We'll go back to the front if that battle gets any closer. Going to stay right here for the time being. Watch this battle on track. 4 positions up for grabs, and for the moment, Thad Failer going to look to the bottom of the racetrack and look to keep that 4th spot. The Fort Worth screen printing machine going to go really high this time. I don't know, that corner entry could have gone much higher without a little bit of scraping of the outside wall, and look at that momentum pay off down the backstretch. Big time run, and he's going to yard Failer as he dips into turn number 3. Brandon Medford looking to follow suit, looking for the 5th position, and a little bit of trouble touching the apron. A little wiggle out of that 42 machine, and he's going to drop the spot to Medford. And now Spencer Teal looking to capitalize on the high side. 20 going to go and take that spot away. So just like that, Failer goes from 4th to 7th. As we watch this battle unfold, what do you say we go to one of our onboard championship cameras here tonight? I do believe we have the gyro cam on board, and yes, we do. There it is, onboard gyro cam here tonight with Brandon Medford. All 4 of your championship drivers with some forms of onboard camera shots with them here tonight, and you're looking at Brandon Medford. You can hear him way out of the gas, and the lights beginning to cut on. You know the action's going to pick up when the lights go out. Medford able to stick it to the bottom and take that position away. We'll take the spot for the time being as we got drivers to pit road. Tyler Woodard going to bring that 77 Woodard automotive machine back down to pit road. Lap number 56. This may be a little bit early. Dustin Franklin also back down pit road. Both of those drivers will fall off of the lead lap. Will Franklin be able to keep himself just 1 lap down, or will he fall a 2nd lap down? That's going to be the big key factor here. You don't want to fall 2 laps down. 1, you may be able to overcome. 2 laps down with less than 40 laps to go. I don't know. That's territory I don't want to be playing with, so I'm pretty sure the crew chiefs out there on these teams wouldn't want to try to come up with a strategy on the fly to get yourself 2 laps back. In still green flag racing here at Homestead Miami Speedway. We have been clean and green all night long here tonight in the Woodard Automotive 130 Championship night here from Homestead Miami Speedway for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. A great season so far. It all comes down to this race number 16 championship night. And your championship drivers at the top 4 until now. Thomas Smalling gonna pull to pit lane for his 2nd round of green flag pit stops. And John Gudekunst's gonna follow him down pit road. That's gonna leave Chris Medford back out there on the track. That's gonna give us our 4th lead change of the evening amongst just 3 different race leaders. What will the rest of the field do? Just 30 laps remaining this time around. Chris Medford leading the field. Cody Giles in tow. Less than a second behind, right at about a half a second behind. And Chris Medford going to pull to pit lane. Cody Giles going to stay out on track, lead a lap here. So that's going to give us our 5th lead change of the night. Now amongst 4 different drivers as we got a mad dash to pit road. Medford going to bring Garrett and Teal along with him. Back at the front, we'll take a look at your race leader for the first time here tonight. We can call that Motorsports. Hero Tech number 7, the race leader. Thad Failer also still yet to make his pit stop. If you remember, Failer ran it a little long under that first round of green flag pit stops, and here he is making his way off of turn number 3. And no, he's going to go ahead and pull it to pit lane this time around, so that will complete our 2nd round of green flag pit stops. Keeping our eye on the timing and scoring. Looks like everybody so far clean and clear. No pit road police writing tickets here tonight. Everybody going to make their way through the 2nd round of green flag pit stops unscathed. All the drivers trying to get back up to speed after our 2nd round of green flag pit stops here tonight. And it looks like Thomas Smalling goes right back to where he left off, right back at the point. And he's already gaining a little bit more time. He's knocking on the door of a 9-second advantage here tonight. That is a huge distance to make up. The drivers in the field, they're going to need a caution. Your championship drivers are going to need a caution. They're going to have to try, well, they're not going to find a way. You're not going to make up 8.6 seconds, not unless there's some trouble here on this 2nd run. Not unless possibly not enough fuel on board of that 21 machine. I mean, there's going to be... there's just going to be no way. You're not going to run somebody down from 8.5 seconds. Not with 2 lap fresher tires. I mean, it's just not possible. I just don't see it happening. I think these drivers are going to need a caution to try to catch them and have a shot at stealing the hardware away from Thomas Smalling. And I mean, as we said earlier in our pre-race show, Thomas looking to tie Troy Radford with 4 race wins. If he can pull off the sweep here tonight, fastest in happy hour, fastest in qualifying, leading every single lap of the race so far here tonight. Well, we scratched that. I think he's missed about 10 laps, so let's just call it an even 50 laps led here tonight. We'll walk away with the most laps led for sure, not a doubt about it. And I think we're hearing a little bit of fuel saving. We're gonna be sneaky. We told you. We had some onboard camera shots. Let's go on board and ride with your race leader. Let's see. And oh, yeah, there it is. Already clutching in that 21 Pro Cup Racing Experience number 21 machine. He's going to try to stretch this thing to the end, make it on just 2 stops. And he's going to try it by the skin of his teeth. We'll jump back outside of the car, though. Told you sneaky things here with the Turn 3 Racing Network. We want to get some insights on how these drivers are out there running. And we'll take a look now inside on that 7 machine of Cody Giles. You can hear a little bit of a blip onto the clutch. You can hear him push that clutch in for just a moment. So another driver saving fuel here inside of your top 3. And it's interesting that Giles would be in a little bit of fuel saving mode. You can hear him not saving a ton of fuel, just a nice little quick blip on that clutch, rolling just a half a second, really, just a split second. We'll listen again. Then there you go. He's not going to push in the clutch this time. He's just going to let it roll nice and easy through the corner. So, I mean, even with Giles right here running in third, he was the last driver to pit lane on lap number 61. So he's got the most fuel. He's got the freshest tires, and he's saving a little bit of fuel as we go. Do the drivers in front have enough to make it to the end? And let's go back and find a battle. What do you say we take a look at this as some clouds beginning to roll in here as nighttime is upon us. Track beginning to get lit up more and more by the stadium lights here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Thanks for watching the Woodard Automotive 130 Championship Night here tonight with the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. If you haven't already, show these drivers some love and appreciation. As always, drop them that thumbs up while you're here. While you're tuning in, while you're watching, you might as well join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Drop these drivers that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back. The Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Without you, there would be no us. We do appreciate you being here, checking in tonight out there in the chat, each and every one of you. So while you're here, while you're at it, show these drivers some love. Let them know you enjoy the great racing content they bring each and every Wednesday night right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, and drop them that thumbs up. And I'm going to challenge you one more. Do you think we see a caution? We've been clean and green all night long. 90 laps, the official race distance. We are 70 laps into tonight's event with no caution flag. Do we see a late race yellow change the dynamics of the championship? 6-second advantage for Thomas Smalling. He's given up over 2.5 seconds already on this green flag run, trying to save some fuel. The 46 of Chris Medford right there running in second. He's got a 2-second advantage over Cody Giles, championship contender, running in third. So your top three still championship drivers. Brandon Medford with early trouble. We'll check in with Medford. He had trouble on pit road during our first round of green flag pit stops. The 83 right here, mired in traffic, trying to make a pass. Thad Failer, Spencer Teal, John Garrett, all right there. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Throw a blanket under him, over him as they cross the line. 18 laps now remaining. How does Medford find a way back into the championship fight? Definitely needs a caution. And man, look at that gap go away. It is dropping and dropping fast right now for Thomas Smalling. I think he may be in trouble here on the fuel mileage strategy. We're going to continue to monitor that to the left-hand side, but watch the great battles on track right now. 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all running with each other, all looking for a position. And as we said, there's a handful of these guys that are battling for positions outside of your top four. 5th, 6th, and 7th can all change hands in the overall point standings at the end of tonight's race. So a lot on the line for a lot of the drivers. Whether you're in the championship for or on the outside, you still got a championship season you're running for. So man, season number 3 has not disappointed. Multiple different race winners. 8 different race winners in 12 championship races. Unbelievable. Great racing action still unfolding before your eyes on the track through turns 3 and 4. John Garrett leading Brandon Medford and Thad Failer just to the inside of Medford right now. They'll go side by side back across the line. Spencer Teal in tow. The Pro Cup Racing Experience number 20 has been right here running with these 3 drivers pretty much all night long. As we said earlier tonight, up at the front between the 46 and the 7 seemed like they were had magnets between them. All of these guys, they must be attached by strings because they pass each other, they jockey for position, and somebody moves up another spot or two, somebody drops back a spot or two, they'll switch, swap, leapfrog each other. They've been right here since that first round of green flag pit stops. And here we are on our third green flag stint of the night. Two drivers have enough to make it to the end. What started out as almost a 9-second advantage is now down to just 4.7, a 5-second give up over the course of this run so far for Smalling at the front. So major fuel saving right here for the Pro Cup Racing Experience race leader right there. You can see him making his way off of turn number 2 and down the backstretch. Just recently putting that 77 of Tyler Woodard one lap down. Woodard now listed as the first driver, a one lap down in the lucky dog position. Should we see a late race caution? But I called it. You can't say I didn't call it, race fans out there in TV land. We were on lap number 13, and I said, you know, this has the look, this has the feel, that this is going to be a green flag race. And here we are, almost 80 laps into tonight's race, and we have yet to see a caution flag fly. Only trouble here tonight was for that 83 of Brandon Medford coming to pit lane for the first time right around lap number 29. He locked it up, slid sideways, and that put a damper on his night. From that point on, he's fought his way back to fourth, but he's not going to be able to do much with it after that. 19.8 seconds back from your race leader, a full 13 seconds back from Cody Giles. So Medford going to pretty much have to try to fight for fourth. And you can hear him shutting the truck off into these corners. He's still saving fuel. Still saving fuel at the front. Brandon Medford right here in the 46 machine. Doesn't look like he's saving much fuel at all. He's beginning to reel them in a little bit more each and every time around. And we thought maybe Cody Giles may have been saving a little bit of fuel and making a run at the end here, but now with just 10 laps to go, he's 2 seconds behind. If he's going to make the move, he's going to have to get on it, and get on it very quickly here. There's John Gutekunst in the 41 machine, now listed as the lucky dog. And Gutekunst will move to the top of the racetrack, and you can see race leader in the picture, in the camera shot now with Christopher Medford. So that's going to get... man, that... when you're behind the wheel and you haven't seen the race leader in 20-plus laps, and it's coming down to the end of the race, and now you can see him out of your windshield, there's no better motivation than that right there. It's going to be a go-get-em moment right here. These next 9 laps, 8 laps as we cross the line, they're going to have to be almost darn near qualifying laps for this 46 machine. 3.8 second disadvantage with 8 laps to go. Can Chris Medford reel him in? We'll keep an eye, see what the timing and scoring tells us as we jump back between the battle between John Garrett, Thad Failer, Spencer Teal. They all still continue to go at it. There's Brandon Medford running in that 4th position, as we said, well behind your top 3. Championship 4 still round out your top 4, just a little bit different from where they started. Cody Giles going to move up 4 positions from where he qualified back in the 7th spot. So a good run up through the field, but it looks like Giles may fall just a little bit short. As now the lap times in the gap beginning to even out just a little bit. Chris Medford not gaining at all that time around. Race leader turning in a 34.62 to Chris Medford's 34.58. So it is a little gain for Medford right here, sitting in that 2nd position. We'll take a look right here at Chris Medford as he's trying to break away from the drivers behind him and trying to reel in the driver in front. It was a little gain, but only a 10th, and that is not going to be enough. You're going to need more than a tenth. You're going to need about a half a second or more every lap from here on out if you're going to want to try to battle Thomas Smalling for that race lead. But what a job by Smalling, right? I mean, for the communication between the spotters, the crew chief, and the driver to all get on the same page, come to pit road, stick to the strategy, and know, hey, look, we're going to have to save some fuel. We're going to have to do this right. And coach him and work him through the whole process here. And it's quite a challenge when you see the gaps behind you getting closer and closer. Your natural instinct as a race car driver is, whoa, I got to get going here. It takes a lot of patience, a lot of discipline to stick to the strategy. To say, you know what, I trust the guys. If I just do this right here, yeah, it's going to get close at the end, but I'll have enough fuel and I'll have enough to drive away if I need to. Because, I mean, as you're saving fuel, you're not abusing the tires either. You know, you're nice and easy on the tires. You're not into the throttle as hard, so you're not ripping them up. You're not laying into them. You're letting it roll through the center a little bit more. You're not demanding as much on the right front or that right rear. So all in all, a good situation if it's done right. With 3 to go, it looks like Thomas Smalling is doing exactly that, giving up. Looks to be about a half a second that time, so the gap is there, but it's going to be just a little bit too late. There you can see race leader going to skate on by. Second place runner Chris Mefford going to fly by as well. And back off of turn number 4, crossing the stripe, we'll see the popsicle sticks on display. Just 2 laps remain here in season number 3 for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. You're watching the Woodard Automotive 130, the championship night under the lights here at Homestead Miami Speedway. Thomas Smalling looking to cap off his championship with a race win here tonight. Go back-to-back visits in victory lane to finish out the postseason. This is a statement. This is how it goes. White flag flies, final lap here tonight for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series, and it is in tow. It is in the bag. Just 3 more corners for the Pro Cup Racing Experience number 21, and he will raise the Season 3 hardware halfway down the backstretch. Nobody pressing behind, and Thomas Smalling into turn 3 for the final time. We'll work our way back off of turn number 4, and here we go. Cross the stripe. Checkered flag will fly. Your race winner, your Season 3 champion, drifting the truck into the outside wall. You know what? We don't even care if you bring it back in one piece. We got some celebrating to do here tonight. I do believe they're going to be popping bottles down there in victory lane. So not only does he get to do a race-winning burnout, but a championship-winning burnout as well. Hats off. Great way to end the season. The 21 of Thomas Smalling walks away as your season champion. I mean, what more do you want? What more could you ask for? Great race, great night. As you see all of his competitors coming down to show him a little bit of love, a little bit of extracurricular activities going on down there as well. So great night here tonight for that 21 machine of Thomas Smalling. And there he goes, going to give the fans in the stands a little bit of a smoke show here tonight. So as everybody lines up to give him congratulations, we're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And we'll rejoin you back trackside here with your post-race interviews getting ready to fire off here. What a great night here for the Woodard Automotive 130 Championship night for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series. And let's dive right into it. What do you say? Let's see if we can catch a word with the man that walked away in the third position here tonight. Gonna finish third as well in the championship standings. Cody, it's Dave. How you feeling after a great drive and a great finish to the end of season number 3?
Uh, Sucks, you know. Could have probably done a lot. Could have probably done a lot of things differently there. Just unfortunate, but can't really hold my head down. We really had an amazing season. Um, just couldn't get the strategy right there. I don't know. But overall, we've definitely had a great season and got a lot of wins, and so that's something to look forward to in the next season and see where we go from there.
Yeah, absolutely. We can understand a little bit of the disappointment and the frustration. A great season, as you said, walked away with 2 race wins this season. You made it all the way through the championship gauntlet. We dropped 4 drivers for 4 weeks in a row, and you had a shot right here at Homestead, just a little bit behind on the speed charts here tonight, but still a great finish, still a great showing for the season. Nothing to hang your head about, and looking forward to next season. It's something you can hang your hat on. Is there's a lot of good drivers in the league that didn't make it as far as you did, so you gotta find some positives in it and keep on getting at her. And Cody, it's been a pleasure catching up with you in these post-race interviews all season long. You know how we do things up here. So again, congratulations on your third place showing here tonight. But before we let you go, we're going to step back and hand you the mic.
Yes, sir. Uh, I thank you for broadcasting all season long. Appreciate for John to allow me to be on the team, Patriot. Thank my sponsors, Fort Worth Screen Printing, Gear Tech, Goose Graphics, RLC, Newton Innovations, Pro Cup, Woodard Automotive, 1776 Motorsports. Um, you know, those guys, they pretty much, brought me in, and that was pretty cool of them, and really didn't expect to come this far into the playoffs, but one hell of a season, and we'll definitely try getting it back next season. Appreciate everybody.
Absolutely. Well, again, Cody, congratulations on a great season, and we look forward to trying to catch up with you in a handful of weeks when season 4 fires back up. Until then, my man, you know how we say it: stay safe and keep it fast.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. A little bit down and out here tonight, but nothing to hang his head about. The 7 of Cody John's going to walk away with the third spot here tonight. Finish third in your Season 3 championship standings as well. So a great run all season long, backing up 2 race wins. By the time we wrap up things here tonight at Homestead, and we're going to move right along to the man that walked away second here tonight. He'll finish second in the point standings as well. Let's see if we can't catch up and have a word or two with Chris Medford. It's Dave of the booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, my man. Good to see you back here on the podiums. Good to have these post-race chats as always. Unfortunately, one spot shorter than where you would have liked to have this conversation, but still a great season for you and your Falcon Motorsports teammates. Tell us how your race went, and do you think you could have maybe possibly done anything differently to maybe have a shot here at the end?
Yeah, I pushed early on. I started trying to save there early on in the first run, and I was like, man, I'm going to the outside because the old build you can go to the outside and keep speed and just maintain your tire wear, but this new build you really can't. If that tells you how long ago it's been since I raced here. But no, Thomas he was stupid fast. Um, that second run there, me and him was pretty doggone identical lap times. That whole entire run. He came in 6 seconds ahead, and I came and stayed about 6 seconds. So no, it wasn't much that anybody had for Thomas. He was on rails tonight.
Well, Chris, a great season for you and your Falcon Motorsports teammates. Coming through, grabbing race wins all season long. You guys were up there in the point standings all season long as well. If not, I may be mistaken. You might want to correct me on this one if I'm wrong, but I think one of you Falcon Motorsports drivers were top of the standings every week of the season. So a great run by you and your teammates, a great run by you to make it all the way through the championship gauntlet and here to have a shot at it at Homestead. Where do you move from here? Where do you go? What's the team looking forward to next season? Are we going to go? Are we coming back? Are we going to see you three back here to fight for the season 4 championship?
Yeah, I sure hope so. I said it just depends what what life happens in life. So things can happen to where you got to step away from racing. Take care of family or work matters or whatnot. But no, so we had a good season. Like you said, I think I was top of the board all season long. And then the chase started, and I didn't have a really good chase at all. Um, First race, I don't think it was too bad, if I'm not mistaken. But the second race, um, we was having black flag issues, and I restarted. I think it was at Iowa, or I can't remember exactly where it was at. Um, but I had to wait on the lappers, and they was taking green flag while I was in the middle of 3 and 4. And if it wasn't for my 5 bonus points at the end of the season, I wouldn't be here talking with you.
Well, sometimes we're fortunate enough to have things fall our way, and you may have needed a little bit of luck to get here at one point in time, but you've been fast all season, nothing to hang your head about. Fast as always, Chris. So for the final time here in season number 3, before we let you go, we're going to step back. The mic's yours.
Yep. First, I thank you, Dave, for putting up with all of us. Thanks for all the admins for dealing with all of us. Week in and week out. Congrats to Thomas on the dominating playoffs there. I think if we had the Dale Earnhardt uh, points back then, I might have had a chance. Um, you know, the 46 truck ran strong all year, had multiple top fives, um, and we was quick week in week out. So was Brandon, Troy, my teammates. We try to work together as like brake bias, lines, braking points, lift points, gas points. We try to you know, help each other out as much as possible. Congrats to Cody for a third place. I think I told him earlier I hate racing that hard, but it's last race of the season. I knew that me and him was just so freaking close. Um, that I had to try to do what I had to do. To try to at least have a shot at Thomas. Congrats to Brandon for fourth. I know it's not what he wants to finish, but coming through this whole season and then finish the fourth, that's the hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Chris, again, pleasure catching up with you all season long. Pleasure catching up with you here tonight. We look forward to trying to catch up with you in season number 4. But until then, my man, as always, stay safe
Can I
and
say one
keep
more
it
thing,
fast.
Dave, real quick?
Absolutely.
Also want to thank you. I'm not sure I've had much interviews since then, for our charity race. Thank you and everybody that even participated. You had done a hell of a broadcast. It was a hell of a finish. Um, I believe we raised over $2,000, 1,000 for each charity. So, thank you to everybody that donated, raised. Um, everybody people donate back money, sponsorships, everything. Everybody from all around. It was a hell of a racing. And I watched the whole thing, and I could watch it again, and it'd be just as exciting. So, thank you again, Dave, for all that you do.
Absolutely, man. We definitely appreciate the kind words, and as always, man, always a pleasure, Chris. Always, stop on by anytime. Knock on the door. We'll see if we can get you in the booth from time to time. Maybe not after a race, maybe during a race, or maybe pre-race. Who knows? You know how we do things around here. But again, my man, always a pleasure, and we'll see if we can't talk soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dave.
All right, there you go. Walking away second here tonight. The second in the point standings as well. The Falcon Motorsports 46 of Chris Medford will finish his season in second. That's going to move us right along to your victory lane celebrations. Walking away with race win number 4, championship checkered flag in hand. Thomas, how sweet is this to cap off the championship winning performance with a race winning performance?
Oh, it's exactly what the best scenario was. I mean, winning the race and then winning the championship. Never would have thought at the beginning of the season that I'd be here, but wow, it's just been an incredible season, incredible race. That was, I think, one of the first races that's been completely caution free for a 90 laps, but that was wild.
Yeah, very, very long green flag laps here tonight. Wanna ask you about the truck real quick. We heard I don't want to say a lot of complaining, but we heard a lot of drivers on the radios during happy hour about struggling with some grip here tonight. It doesn't look like you and your 21 crew struggled with much of anything at all here tonight. How'd the truck feel for you out there?
Yeah, if you got it right to the white line, then it was fine. It was nice and tight, but if you got even like a foot off the white line, then it would either push tight to the wall or it'd spin out loose. So you're walking a tightrope the whole race.
Well, you must have a great balancer to walk that tightrope with because you absolutely put it on them. If it wasn't for you saving fuel, yeah, we know you were saving fuel. We had a sneaky little onboard camera shot of you there, but if you weren't saving so much fuel underneath that final green flag stint, man, you would have had an enormous race-winning gap behind you. You gave up a lot of time on that second or third stint, I should say. So absolutely lights out, dominating performance here tonight, leading almost the entire race. So, man, I don't know where you move on from here, but we hope to see you in season number 4. And for the final time here in season number 3, we're going to step back and hand you the mic. Mike's yours, my man. Any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Yep, one final shout out. Shout out to the Pro Cup Racing Experience. I got it wrong last time. I said iRacing Experience. It's Pro Cup Racing Experience. JST Racing, Woodard Automotive, Circle B Diecast, thank you for riding on the truck. And thank you to everyone I've raced with through the season. It's been an incredible year, an incredible season. Very clean, very fun racing. Just thanks to everybody.
All right, well, Thomas, again, always a pleasure catching up with you at the end of these things. Now it's time to pop some models and take pictures with models. Get yourself over there into Victory Lane and enjoy this one, and we'll try to catch up with you in season number 4. Until then, stay safe, keep it fast.
Yep, thank you. Also, shout out to you for these broadcasts. You've been doing an incredible job, man.
Well, we appreciate that for sure. And everybody out there in TV land appreciates all the great racing action you helped provide here this entire season. You've been lights out fast. Again, my man, enjoy this one. Enjoy the race win, but more importantly, enjoy that champion checkered flag.
Yes, thank you.
All right, there you have it. Thomas Smalling walks away with the race win, walks away with the season championship. What a run here tonight. As you heard us tell it to him himself, absolutely dominating championship performance here tonight for Thomas Smalling. He'll walk away in first checkered flag in hand, but more importantly, that season championship to go right along with it. And for the final time, for the producers hitting those buttons in the background, you know the familiar sounds. You know it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results in the Woodard Automotive 130 Championship night right here for the Colonial Clash Racing Truck Series, taking the top spot for the final time here in season number 3, capturing the flag and the season championship, the 21 of Thomas Smalling. Chris Medford back in second with Cody Giles rounding out your top 3. John Garrett going to slide into 4th, walking away 5th, rounding out your top 5. And your final championship contender, the 83 of Brandon Medford, will finish in 5th. The iRacing League calculator number 42 of Thad Failer slides home in 6th. 7th belongs to Spencer Teal. Dalton Hayes going to make his way up through the running order and finish in 8th. Tyler Woodard going to drop 2 laps and walk away from the track here tonight for the final time in season number 3 in 9th position. James Oot going to finish out your top 10. John Gutekunst back in 11th, 12th place tonight to Dustin Franklin. And Tyler Rex rounds out your 13 truck field here tonight from Homestead Miami Speedway Championship night here for the Colonial Clash Racing Series. What a night, what a race, what a performance by Thomas Smalling. So for the final time, we're going to begin to roll up the cords, cut off the lights, and get ready to head out here tonight. But first, before we go, you know you want to, if you haven't already, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up, click subscribe, smash the bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave of the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Whether you're sliding in to say hey, or you're one of the dedicated fans, friends, family, maybe one of the possible many sponsors across many different leagues, we do want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Without you, there would be no us. Thank you to all the season sponsors here with the Colonial Clash Racing Series. So, with that being said, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and we'll meet you in Turn 3.